want that Brock Lawley guy stopped immediately.
And now your host, Brock Lawley.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Brock Lawley program. My name is Brock Lawley. I am your fearless host. This podcast is just a life raft. It is me as a lifeguard standing on firm ground, and the poor, clueless, sad, continuously embarrassing themselves millennials. And look, I already know right from jump that this is straight grandpa material here, right? I know I'm the guy with the gums in my mouth flapping about the generation. I already know that, okay? But there is no other way to approach this of sound mind. And this is me on reasonable sound ground with a bunch of millennials out there just drowning in political idiocy. Here it is. Here's the life raft. I'm going to tie it to a string. I'm going to throw it to you. It's the best I can do. And here's what this is about. All right, guys, this is the thing. What affects your life? I'm talking about millennials. That's what I'm talking about here. Everybody else, you know, you don't deserve the life raft. If you're 35 and up and you have no fiscal understanding of the world, no economic understanding of the world, no understanding of how these policies affect you and wash up on your family, sure, you're on your own. Because, you know, at this point in time, you're a grown man or woman. But the millennials, they have been snowed over. They have been, you know, a product of a public education system that's darn near borderline criminal. So here it is. You stumble upon this podcast. Here's Nickel's worth of free advice. Economics, right? You need to know even the most basic stuff about this. And this is why. This actually affects your life. And I'm talking about everything about your life, from your morning cup of coffee to the products that you use to surf the internet. I know you love the internet. Everything about your life, to the clothes, to the styles, to music, to art, everything. It's economics. You need to understand this. The liberal leftist Democrat Party goes to great lengths to distract you from this. I'll give you an example. Right now, you probably have some buddy who's gay, right? Or you probably have some friend of yours that had an abortion. And you're a very inclusive, at least you think you are. That's a whole nother story. You're a very inclusive-minded person. You care about your friends' emotions. So what is the Liberal Democrat Party doing, right? They're throwing in your face constant social issues, right? Now, you think this is the Republican Party, and I'm no Republican, but you think it's the Republican Party. But it's not. It's a distraction mechanism, right? It's the left throwing these things in your face. Think of your car driving down the highway. They're throwing this roadkill on your windshield so that you constantly have to hit your windshield wipers. It smears that crap all over your windshield. And you can't see the road right in front of you, the things that are going to smash right into you. What are we talking about? Joblessness. What are we talking about? Debt. What are we talking about? You know, a prosperity that is dwindling, that is circling the drain of this country. That's the stuff that's affecting your life. Some 5 o'clock shadow old dude going in, peeing next to a girl in North Carolina is just distraction for you. That's all it is. I know you think you're a great person when you come to the defense of this boogeyman that isn't even real. There's nobody out there. This wasn't even an issue. This is just one example of many, right? The latest thing, some guy squat peeing next to girls, and this is something that we got to get all bent out of shape about. And there's this new civil rights front that we got to fight. And you, the millennial, you're going to pick up your Excalibur, you're going to fight the good fight. Meanwhile, you're in a moldy basement, you're broke, you have no job, you have student debt. This is insane, and the Democrats do it every time to you. Every single election. Have you ever stopped just for your own self-respect and asked yourself, why is it every time there's an election, some new downtrodden person, you know, in this case, it's some transgender guy who's having trouble going to the bathroom. Turns out there was no problems, by the way. There's no incidences of transgenders having problems with the bathroom. This is all just fake. Feign outrage. It's all just distraction. And what from? What distraction? Well, the last 8 years, right, we're supposed to be hopey and changey and filled with money. And there's the great income gap that they always speak about, right? That was supposed to shrink like little, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, it was supposed to get small, right? Instead, it got huge, right? It's not like Ant-Man, it's like Hulk. How about the wars, right? Wars. We don't like the wars. George W. Bush started the wars. We got troops. We got imperialism. America sucks. We got new war fronts. Syria's a new war front. Libya's a new war front. Is Gitmo closed? We got all kinds of crap in the Middle East that we didn't have during W. You're not supposed to pay attention to any of that, right? And by the way, that's all costing money. We got infrastructure falling apart. Even though Barack Obama and all his hope and change magic dust got 2 stimulus packages. And he sold that to the American people to what? Fix infrastructure. And yet infrastructure isn't fixed. You should be scratching your head, Charlie Brown. What's going on here? It doesn't take a huge Einstein IQ to figure out graft, corrupt unions. They don't want you looking at that. How about schools? Same thing. They're telling you there's not enough money, or it's because we got wars, which, by the way, the Democrats are starting. No, it's not about money. We're spending tons of money. It's about graft and corruption. Where's the money going? And then jobs. Liberal policies destroy jobs. Liberal regulations, big, huge, Leviathan governments destroy jobs. Case in point, Venezuela is starving down there. Starving. That's socialism. That's statism. That's big, huge government. If you want something to fail, millennials, get government involved in it. If you want something to suck, millennials, get government involved in it. If you want something not to work, get government involved in it. Government is the Betamax of technology. So what are you not supposed to pay attention to, right? You're not supposed to pay attention to the fact that you're broke, that you have a college degree, you bought into the system, you have no job, things are looking bleak. You're supposed to not pay attention to that. And Hillary Clinton wants you to make sure that you're fighting the good fight for Bruce, who wants to go in there and sneak a peek at the latest hot chick that went into the bathroom under the guise of who knows what we're even talking about anymore. It's so insane. It's just absolutely insane. But again, I want to reiterate, this is a non-issue. It's an issue that stems from a non-issue. And its point is not to help transgenders. Just like the point of gay marriage, even though you don't realize this, was not about gay marriage. And the point of these social issues are just wedge issues. They're just wedge issues to separate you from your mind, to separate you from your self-interest, to separate you from a nation that could thrive if we stopped with leftist insanity. But don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You keep fighting the good fight on your created new front to civil rights, which doesn't even exist, fighting an enemy which doesn't even exist, fighting bigots and homophobes and so on and so forth who don't even exist, and you keep filing away your vote for Democrats who keep imprisoning you in poverty, ruining public education, ruining the country's infrastructure, ruining the country's economy. Think. Don't just feel. Think.
Typical white person.
À Broclo, les productions.